On night number 1 with Wayne Skipper on pole, and on the outside of him is Linton Jeffrey in car number 70. And in position number 3 on the inside is Kelly Linigan in 25 and Tony Bridge on the outside. Looks like being a very interesting race.
Keep your eye on the battle for first and second in this one. The two guys run first and second will transfer to the back of the A-main.
Down the front straight away, and it's Wayne Skipper on the inside going through to take over the lead, and Linton Jeffrey going out and around with one attempt here to try and get the lead. And Wayne Skipper still holds the lead from Linton Jeffrey as they move on to the back straight.
Robbie Farr into the tail of Kelly Linigan's 25 car. Lucky to keep the car moving. The amber lights come on. And Robbie Farr lucky to get away with that one, Colt.
Very like we said, replay now. Kelly Linigan obviously seen the yellow lights, got off the gas. Robbie Farr keeps his foot in the throttle to keep that back wheels turning. Remember, if he had have stalled, he would have had to go rear of field, and it would have been hard from there.
Coming in for the restart, and Wayne Skipper leads them down with Linton Jeffrey on the outside. On the inside is Kelly Linigan, and now Stephen Graham going the outside in car number 40. That's the positions. They're unchanged as they work the back straight away for the first time.
You see now the racetrack starting to dry out a little bit. We've got a shot now, Wayne Skipper in the Stockman Steakhouse number 11. Robbie Farr now in third position.
Not too much between these two, and here comes Farr. Down on the inside, back wheel. Time to forgive and forget. It's going to be forgive as they work the front straight away, and Farr now moves up into second place behind Mark Blyton.
Blyton doing a good job, hails from Dubbo in New South Wales West. He's a 33-year-old business proprietor, comes to Sydney every weekend to race at Parramatta Raceway.
Across to take the checkered flag, and the win going to Mark Blyton, second place to Robbie Farr, and third place going to Jamie Maiolo of Western Australia. The Parts Plus Australian Championship night number 1. What a field. Car number 21, Gary Brazier, starts on pole position with Warren Ferguson alongside Max Dumsney in the Valvoline machine, and Grant Tunk starts out of position 4.
Position 5, Adrian Marr. Position 6 will be Marty Perovic. Peter Addard from position 7, and Jamie Jones will start from 8.
9th spot is Trevor Green from South Australia. Brooke Tatnall's out of 10. Skip Jackson, the champion, out of 11, and Darren Sailard out of 12.
From position 13, it's Kerry Madsen. Andrew Shirley of Queensland is the next driver. Stephen Bell, another Queenslander, and yet another one, Cameron Gessner from position number 16. And that only leads 2 at the tail from the B-main, Mark Blyton and Robbie Farr. So that's the order for night 1 of the Australian Championships by Parts Plus. They come off turn number 4. Watch this for the start. Brazier on the inside, and they warm up, and they're off and racing in the Australian Championship. And a brilliant start there from Warren Ferguson on the outside, but Brazier held on as they went to the bottom corner, and Grant Tunks making a big charge down here in car number 54, the Tunks Speed Shop machine, and Max Dumsey coming up on the inside, misses by almost 1 car length, now gets it back on the inside as they go into the top corner.
Here's Brazier heading for number 5. He's won it 4 times and also finished second on 2 occasions.
Good shot here now, Marr on the inside, Danny Jones on the outside. Oh, contact there between Dumsney and Marr. Marr loses about 2 or 3 car lengths in this one.
As he tried to make up a lot of ground, couldn't make it, but the outside run seems to be here and working as Dumsney goes on the inside of Jamie Jones. Jones is trying to race him on the outside, can't do anything about it, and Dumsney is certainly the one making the moves at the moment. But we have problems already for Kerry Madsen. It looks like Skip Jackson in this one as well.
Yes, Skip Jackson got into Madsen's accident. Madsen spinning sideways in the back straight. Jackson nowhere to go.
They roam off turn number 4. The front straight away, green flag, and Brazier is off and leading them, and Grant Tunks running in second spot has probably been the big mover in this field.
What a drive from Grant Tunks, one of our PCR regulars, really turning on here tonight as he comes under siege now. That's Ferguson through on the inside. Oops. Jones makes contact.
Uh-oh, dearie me, how Marty Perovic got through there. I don't really blame Grant Tunks. I think he was sent on his way here. Yes, and I think Jamie Jones has probably upset everyone in the Parts Plus machine as he goes down the front straight away, because no doubt the contact between those 2 cars has put Grant Tunks at the tail of the field, and very upset was Jamie Jones. So it looks like the order is unchanged as they get set for a restart.
Brazier there pulls the front wheels off the deck as they go green this time. That's Ferguson runs in second, but not for long. Dumsney now trying to get that car working good on the low side. Great move now into second place for the Valvoline machine.
41 years of age, father of 4. Last weekend, second in the Warrnambool Classic, was national champion in 91 and 98.
And making a mozza this year on the championship trail. There's Marty Perovic going through in 52, and on the outside was Brooke Tatnall down on the inside that time trying to make a pass. Quite surprised at Tatnall so far, hasn't been able to make the ground. Trevor Green sits 1 in, 1 back behind Peter Addard as they come down the front straight away. No doubt about the back markers as Andrew Shirley going through, and going around the outside was also Stephen Bell.
Good shot there too. Robbie Farr is doing a big charge from the back of the pack in this one. If you see now, he tries to go around the outside of Trevor Green in the red number 4 Adrad Radiators machine. They run side by side now into turns 1 and 2.
Very interesting looking at the track. There's plenty of passing on the outside, but they're still passing on the inside.
That's right, Mike. We've got 2 lines here at the moment as we see Robbie Farr doing it the long way around on the outside. Green's decided to run the slow side, but it looks like Farr starts to pull away now and goes after Addard.
Well, Peter Addard, one spot in front of them, goes right to the outside and loses a lot of ground to Robbie Farr. And I think Farr at this stage has probably been the mover. Upside down in his qualifying heat, he's finished second in the B main, he's made the main event, and he's inside the top 10.
So far this summer at Parramatta, Farr has won 4 main events and finished second on 4 occasions.
There's Gary Brazier going through. It gives you an idea of the gap back into second place. So it's out by about 6 to 8 car lengths, and Brazier certainly at this stage has the wood on the rest of the field. One
of the best Queenslanders now being passed by Max Dumsney is Andrew Shirley, comes from Toowoomba, 27 years of age.
Oh, dearie me, Mark Blyton locking open the throttle and going, listen to that throttle. Dearie me, he has hit the debris fence down the front straightaway. And an enormous hit into the fence, and the officials were very, very quickly on the scene there to help get him out of the car. But he hit that fence at full clip, and here we just see the aftermath of it. That is the engine doing around about 10,000 revs.
Not very good either for one of these sprint car engines. That's Mark Blyton. He was our winner of our B-main earlier.
33 years of age, a business proprietor who finally conquered PCR just a few weeks ago with his first win.
Amazing scenes there as we saw the car just revving upside down. The engines in these cars run a dry sump system, not very good for the engine at all. You see there as Mark Blyton gets out of the car.
He's A-OK. Fortunately, the car, which is about ready to be hoisted in the air, when he has a look at the replay, he won't feel quite happy about it, but the fence has done its job here. As we get set now for the restart, Gary Brazier to lead Max Dumsney. Brooke Tatnell is up in third, and away they go down the front straightaway into turn number 1. So the 3 big guns at this stage have it all to do, and the laps are certainly on the side of the leaders.
Warren Ferguson won to impress in the number 19 car, the graphic glazing Trilo entry. Big reputation from the karting ranks, and formerly Kerry Madson's crew chief.
Well, also, Marty Perovich has done a terrific job. He's been a main event winner here at PCR during the course of the season. And having Alan Felsh in his corner has done a lot for his confidence in this race, and certainly for the performance of the car.
So we got a shot now. Robbie Farr goes after Ferguson, running on the low side, then switching back to the high side. That's a good sign of the car setup, and you can run both sides of the racetrack now as they go nose to tail down the back straightaway.
Here he comes on the inside, looking to push hard at Warren Ferguson. They are side by side as they go to the bottom corner, and he gets through to take over. Front straightaway, Gary Brazier on the outside, working the high side beautifully as he gets away from Max Dumsney going down the front straightaway. Max is inclined to run the low side, but there's a lot of traffic in front of him.
Yeah, we see now Brazier's the guy who's running the high side, Dumsney on the low side. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. It's a good shot there of Max chasing that little bit of moisture.
And they're into their last lap. No doubt about who's going to win night 1 of the Australian Championships. On the back straightaway, car number 21 getting sideways is Gary Brazier. And here he comes, last corner. Checkered flag time as he comes off turn number 4 and goes on to win it. Brazier the winner. Second place going to Max Dumsney. And third home goes to Brooke Tatnell.
Wow, what a race there for Brazier. They say the cream rises to the top, and it has here tonight. The 3 of the favourites running first, second and third.
Brazier, 28 years of age, without doubt one of the most naturally gifted drivers in the sport, a third-generation racer.
First place, he doesn't need any introduction. He's won here before, takes our winner's trophy. Mr. Gary Brazier.
It was a pretty tough race out there tonight. I'd congratulate Parramatta Raceway. They put a great track. You know, as you've seen, there was a high line and a low line, and you could pass cars, and you know, that's what real racing is. And you know, I'd just like to thank my sponsors, Metal Corp, Dunkers, You Pull It, Castrol, and the sponsor of the event, Parts Plus. You know, without great sponsors, we wouldn't even have a sport. Without you fans, you know, I guess we wouldn't be racing. We'd just be racing with ourselves.
And so victory on night 1 takes Gary Brazier to the top of the point score, but only 4 points ahead of Max Dumsney. Sitting in third, young Sydney sider Warren Ferguson. Arch rival Marty Perovich is in 4th, and Brooke Tatnell sits in position number 5.
PCR regular Adrian Marr, great job for position 6. Grant Tunk sits in 7. Peter Addard, the Chook Farmer, in position 8. Andrew Shirley, all the way from Queensland, sits in position 9. And rounding out the top 10, Trevor Green, all the way from South Australia.
Night 2 of the Parts Plus Australian Championship from Parramatta City Raceway. A terrific crowd in attendance as 3 of the top drivers in Australia carry the Australian flag. Skip Jackson, the defending champion, Gary Brazier, the winner of night number 1, and the runner-up was Max Dumsney in car number 5, the Valvoline machine. And a big crowd on hand, as I said before. Track is ideal. Here they come for heat number 1 with Luch Monty of Western Australia going through on the inside and taking over the lead. It'd be very hard to beat from there. Stephen Bell coming up very smartly, but it's Monty across the line. Second place going to Maher and third place to Bell.
49 cars at Parramatta vying in these 10 heats to be run tonight. Heat number 2, and away quickly goes John Shaw from the New South Wales Central Coast. Running second, the man who bought Steve Kinser's car after his Australia Tour. And here's Max Dumsney in trouble. Hotly favoured for the title for the third time. He comes back after the restart and fights his way back into contention, and it's Shaw who's going to go and win it. Doherty will claim second, and a very relieved Max Dumsney picks up third.
Heat number 3, that's Warren Ferguson on the outside of the front row in the number 19 machine. He was very quick here in the first night of racing. Good shot there now as Addard runs in position 3. Contact with Jones in the Parts Plus number 36. Regains it, gets going again. Goal upside down for Bartlett. Heavy contact there with Stephen Graham.
Deary me, and really whapped his head on the steering wheel as well as Stephen Graham in number 40. And watch him when he lands. Crash, and now he really is a lucky boy.
Jamie Jones got the better of the restart. He ends up winning heat number 3 from Ferguson and Clay Lannery.
The next heat sees Bruce White on pole position as they come around the top corner going down at the bottom. And Bruce White actually in the middle of the racetrack wins the start as he goes off turn number 2 to the back straightaway. Wayne Skipper in second place and Marty Perovich is the next one through as they make their way into the top corner. Side by side as Perovich tries to get there, but he doesn't. White gets the win over Skipper and Perovich third.
Skip Jackson about to step up to the plate. Brooke Tatnall is also in this field. They've got a green and race to turn number 1. It's Jackson in front, Tatnall running in second, and Sydney superstar Linton Jeffrey in third. Down the back straight, Darren Maggs gets both front wheels in the air as Jackson takes the win over Tatnall and Linton Jeffrey.
Cameron Geston will start from position pole in this one. Kelly Lenigan on the outside of the front row. Our Lady Racer. Keep your eye on the battle in the first turn now as Kelly Lenigan on the outside pops the front wheels off the ground just a little bit. Running into turns 1 and 2. She gets the better of Gessner now as they run down the back straightaway. Good shot there back in the pack. That's Brazier and Maher right up on 2 wheels there, lucky to recover. But it's going to be Kelly Lenigan home first in this one from Gessner and Bell home in third.
Robbie Farr, pole position for this heat as they come off the line down the front straight away. Grant Tunks is on the outside as they make it into the first corner. And Farr has to win this one. Madsen in the Bike Biz entry comes down on the inside and takes away second spot. Well, there's only a downside of sprint car racing. That's getting to the outside. No doubt about the winner, though. Robbie Farr going around the outside in turn number 4. He'll take the checkered flag. So Farr is the winner over Madsen and Tunks takes third.
Back on the circuit after a rebuild following the crash with Tony Bartlett from South Australia, it's Stephen Graham trying to head the parade through turn number 1. Making an impressive debut at Parramatta is Jamie Maiolo from Western Australia. But Graham has got this one, goes on to defeat Maiolo. And young Clay Lannery, a Sparky from the South Coast, claims third.
Heat race number 9, the Queenslanders share the front row. That's Andrew Shirley will start from position 1. And Jensen now on the outside in the red number 75. As we go green, first turn now, it looks like Shirley's got the better line in through turn 1 and 2 on the bottom. He leads down the back straightaway. We've got a shot now. Jensen drifts wide, puts a wheel in the mud there, just gets back on track, doesn't lose too much ground. Here's our race leader, that's Shirley, trying to go a lap down. Nelly gets right out of shape, nearly ends up going into the pits. Onto the main straightaway, checkered flag time. Good heat race win there for a Shirley. Adam Constable in second and Darren Jensen home in third.
Well, still some black clouds and blue clouds and some lightning too in the background as we prepare for the final heat. And it's Darren Maggs from Victoria who gets down the outside and leads them into turn number 1. Right behind him is Tatnall and also Trevor Green is there. So there goes Tatnall down the outside. They come off the bottom corner with Skip Jackson almost losing control completely of the 1 car. But Maggs has this one locked up. He comes into the last corner. He'll go on and win it. Tatnall will get second. And Trevor Green from South Australia finishes back in third. B-Main, night 2 of the Parts Plus Australian Sprint Car Championship, and only first and second from this event go to the main event with a chance of picking up championship points. Stephen Graham in car number 40 and Wayne Skipper in the Stockman Steakhouse car share the front row with John Shaw, one spot back behind them on the inside. Could be one to beat. Kelly Linigan is there as well. So too is Linton Jeffrey in 70, Darren Maggs in number 7. Any number of chances in this one. 20 laps is the distance, 20 cars, and only 2 make it to the championship final on Saturday night. Turn number 4 as they head down the front straight away. So it's Stephen Graham who goes through to take over the lead from Wayne Skipper and John Shaw positioned here on the inside.
Vinnie Barolo there gets out of shape. Oh, contact back in the back. That's Dawkins and Loadsman. Get another shot here. Oh, that's big trouble there for Jeffries, trying to hang on to it on the high side. Shot there now. We get the 81 machine of Adam Constable, the BC Motorsport car, deciding to run the high line, gets out of shape, flips off to the trotting track, losing 1, 2, 3, 4 positions in that little exercise.
Looking very ragged at the moment is that Constable, but look at this duel developing between John Shaw in car number 6 and Kelly Linigan on the outside in the 25 car. No quarter given, no quarter asked as they go through the top turn. John Shaw wins that duel, but Kelly Linigan comes back at him on the inside.
Oh, he's given her a bigger chop than a butcher as they make their way off turn number 4, but what comes around goes around as they go down the back straightaway into turn number 4, and here she comes! Good night, John. Oh, nice and easy. The Caltex Haviland car around sideways, and that will bring on the first of the red lights. So John Shaw in car number 6 will go to the back of the field, and Stephen Graham assumes the role of pacemaker.
Big jump start there for Graham. He's gone now as Skipper fights for Maolo. That's for second position. Very important, that second position. This one, don't forget. First and second transfer to the A now. That's Jensen runs in the low side, makes the pass on Constable, stick this time.
It does so too as they come down the front straight away. So Jensen has probably been the big mover in this one. Linton Jeffrey in the 70 car is the next one back. Darren Maggs is there in car number 70, and also Brett Loadsman, one spot back behind as Troy Little now starts to get out of the traffic and make a run at the leaders.
Jensen is in everything at the moment, including the mud. Every lap almost brings the Serco 75 back under control and chases out after Kelly Linigan, who arrives on the scene and gives him the John Shaw treatment.
Very lucky escape there. Kelly Linigan lost a bit of ground, but the yellows come on.
Peter Dane has been upside down, the road racer, converting to speedway. No major damage, but out of the race.
Only the dust in your eyes, and that was trouble for Troy Little. We've got Darren Maggs in this one as well, and Darren Jensen in car number 75. Oh, he's run over his own wing, so he's not going to do much from the back of the field. That's if he does get a start, and also Jamie Maiolo of Western Australia in 99. Stephen Graham is the race leader as he comes down the front straightaway. Darren Jensen runs in second without a front wing. Here's Shaw saving his best to last as he makes his run around the outside in car number 6.
Clay Lannery's figuring in this, the young electrician from the New South Wales South Coast, gets the 88 car running up in the top 5.
What is noticeable here, Colin, is that the track is very, very fast on the outside as well as the inside.
John Shaw seems to be putting his saving his best to last, as you said before, Mike, as we've seen. He's decided to run the high side. Most of the guys on the low side at the moment. This shot here illustrates clearly how much more speed he's carrying as he comes out of that turn. Runs through turns 1 and 2, gets a little bit out of shape, tries to tuck back to the bottom. He's trying to get past Loadsman. That's the van man, 33 machine.
Stephen Graham is still the leader with Darren Jensen of Queensland in second.
Here they come, the front straight away, and Clay Lannery upside down, goes over the tyre wall, throws bits and pieces off his race car. He'll be okay, but by golly, he was up very, very high. John Shaw went through, then the cameraman panned straight back and caught Clay Lannery, copped a wheel, and then goes upside down, throws the wing off, and then lands on top of the tyre wall in turn number 4.
Talk about a white-knuckle ride. He's A-OK. The race declared, Stephen Graham first, Darren Jensen second, Kelly Linigan third.
The Parts Plus Australian Sprint Car Championship night number 2. Let's take a look at the lineup. This is how they'll start tonight. Brooke Tatnell in car number N5. The Shell Helix car starts on 1. Out of position number 2 is Gary Brazier in the Metal Court Mopar machine. Out of position number 3 is car number V5, Max Dumsley in the Valvoline car. And Jamie Jones in the Parts Plus car starts out of position number 4.
Position 5, car 52, Marty Perovic. New South Wales 19, Warren Ferguson will start from 6. 7, the Queenslander Andrew Shirley, and Robbie Farr will round out position number 8.
1 row further back, Adrian Maher in car number 10. Grant Tunk starts out of position 10 in 54. On the inside, out of 11, Queensland 6, Stephen Bell. And starting 12, the defending title holder, Skip Jackson in Australia 1.
From 13, it's car number S4, Trevor Green in the Adrad Radiators car. From 14, Peter Attard of New South Wales in the Supreme Poultry car. 15 is 68, Cameron Gessner of Queensland. Car number 86, Kerry Madsen, the Bike Biz entry out of 16. 17 is Stephen Graham in car number 40. And starting 18 and 75 is Darren Jensen of Queensland. They are your 20 starters in the Australian Championship, night number 2 at PCR. Here they come. Turn number 4, front straight away. They are racing with Gary Brazier off the outside, going through to take over the lead. Max Dumsey carries pictures in the Valvoline machine. Just look at the cars twist and slide as they make their way down the back straight.
3 and 4 wide there as they got going at the start. Now as they come on the main straightaway, that's Brazier in the Mopar machine out in front. Jamie Jones runs in position 4, got a little bit off track there.
But as we go into night number 2, it's the heavy hitters who are starting to feature prominently: Brazier, Dumsney and Tatnall.
Some magnificent pictures out of Max Dumsney's car as he closes now on Brooke Tatnall in car number 5. They come off turn number 2 and the track with 2 distinct lines, Colin.
Yeah, Mike, unlike night number 1 where the track got really dry in the middle, there was guys running right up the top and guys running right on the bottom, where tonight we're seeing those 2 lines are very much closer now as we get a good shot of the 2 number 5s battle it out down the back straightaway. That's Dumsney on the inside and Brooke on the outside.
Talk about a race within a race. This is a match race between these 2 top drivers.
Oh, he's overdone it. He's cooked it. Now gets onto the grass. The race has not stopped. He's going to drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions, 6 positions. And here's Gary Brazier, the middle court Mopar machine, coming off turn number 4 as we take our replay now. And Max Dumsney spun all by himself.
How uncharacteristic. The decision now, does he stop and start at the back or try and keep going?
Well, he's kept on going. And here we look at a replay. He loses control of the car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars pass. And if God was ever going to be kind to a winner of an Australian Championship, I think Max Dumsey has just picked it, because Stephen Bell's gone around sideways. Action, we've got plenty of it when we return. Part 2 of the Australian Championship. Brazier in car number 21, the Metal Court Mopar, is your race leader, and Max Dumsey is making all the big moves.
That yellow light really played out for Max Dumsey. He needed that desperately. Lost a lot of ground after getting sideways. Good shot now of him fighting back in the pack. Camera there from the back of the race car.
It was Andrew Shirley making a big run. Bang, bang. And down on the inside, he drops a spot. There's Marty Perovic going through. And on the inside of him is Max Dumsey. So this race is well and truly alive.
What a drive from Dumsey now. Picking on the bottom line like he did here on the first night. Oh, red flag there. Red lights have come out. That's Kerry Madsen in the Bike Biz machine, upside down.
That's not where he wanted to finish on this first night. Getting set now for a restart.
Brazier takes the lead once more. Brooke Tatnall running in second spot. Brazier has won it on 4 occasions. Tatnall has never won the national crown.
Well, there's one hero in this one, and that is Robbie Farr trying to come from behind. There's Dumsney, car number 5, sideways as he comes off turn number 4 down the front straightaway. A great view here. It's the Lucas machine going in on the inside and still keeping Dumsney at bay. Dumsney is really working a line round here on the inside.
See now Dumsney trying to get past Shirley, using the brake there to try and stop the car on the bottom so he can drive off. That's moisture down the bottom that these guys are trying to get. There's a shot there, Perovic in the 52 machine. Oh, Jamie Jones hooks a rut. Lucky to keep it in a straight line, lost a bit of ground there. That's one more spot lost now to Perovic, and here comes Ferguson in number 19.
Well, Ferguson was a good qualifier for this race, but at the same time has had to come from behind. He lost momentum at the start of the race, so he's got a lot of work to do. And there's Skip Jackson. Pretty lonely old chase for Skip Jackson for the Australian Championship as Ferguson goes in and under Jamie Jones, as Brooke Tatnall now starting to blow smoke, and he's after the race leader. Here he is, number 21, and that is Gary Brazier.
What a race on our hands. The 2 champions go into the top turn, back to the main straight, and have the crowd on its feet. It's Brazier and Tatnall working wheel to wheel, and Tatnall trying to hang on to the tail tank of number 21.
Brazier now, as this battle gets intense, gets into lap traffic. He has to run the high side now, as most of the lap cars are on the low side. Brazier now seems to be pulling away. That's Tatnall has lost some ground.
A poll on Sprintcar World website of 1,000 fans install Max Dumsney as favourite for the national title. Brazier second, Tatnall third.
Well, he must have some outside assistance because they've just brought the yellows on. There's Gary Brazier in 21, and it was Jamie Jones in 36, the Parts Plus machine, that stalled and couldn't make it back to the pit. So Max Dumsney now joins the queue, but he's a little bit closer to the front than he was a couple of laps further back. Turn number 4 now. Here they come at the starter. And it's Gary Brazier with Brooke Tatnall. And look at this. A big scrap here on the inside. There's Max Dumsey down the inside. They go down the back straight away. Dumsey gets clear. So he's up into third as Brazier takes away the inside pass from Brooke Tatnall. They hit the front straight away. So it's Brazier still there. But Tatnall's coming at him on the inside. And that seems to be the fast line around this track.
Brooke Tatnall switching lines there. If Brazier on the high, he goes the low and vice versa now. Comes on the main straight away. All of a sudden, here comes Dumsey from position 4 in this restart, already applying pressure now to Tatnall.
Isn't it great to see the best at their best? And that's what we're seeing in this year's title tilt.
Oh, look at this for a pass. Max Dumsey has not got off the inside. Now, Brooke Tatnall, I think he's worked Tatnall into arrears. There's Tatnall blowing smoke out of the Shell Helix machine as they work the back straight away. Pitches from the Valvoline car as he goes into turn number 3.
This shot really clearly illustrates how well Dumsey's car's handling on the bottom there now as he sets out after Brazier. Brazier's had it pretty comfortable so far. Oh, Max nearly got it sideways again. Recovers. He's already had a spin once in this race. Dropped about 8 positions. Recovered now to second.
Well, Brazier won night 1, Dumsey second, Tatnall third. The 3 are figuring again tonight.
Well, you couldn't wish for a better run back in the pack if you were Brooke Tatnall. Max Dumsey coming back to you, but he can't do anything about it because Dumsey's got away from him again. Gary Brazier with the wind in his face is just clear. Here he comes down the front straight away. The Metal Corp Mopar machine trying to use the back wheel against the cushion, and Dumsey coming out of the clouds now into second place and Brooke Tatnall third. What a race!
You'd have to say, how strong is Dumsey in this race? If he hadn't have had that spin earlier, you would have to say he'd be long gone. A good shot now. Brazier tries to top Max once again. Gets a drive off the bottom side by side down the back straightaway. He's got it this time. Brazier loses the position back into second place.
He has done it. He's got through. And the last lap, as they go into turn number 2, Max Dumsey, the Valvoline machine, bypassing Trevor Green in the Adrad Radiators car. The last corner coming up. Here's Brazier in number 21 and Brooke Tatnall behind him. That's the way they're going to finish. Across the line, and a win goes to Max Dumsey, and very well deserved. Second to Brazier and third going to Brooke Tatnall in car number 5. What a finish!
Yes, indeed. And the miners, Andrew Shirley of Queensland 4th, Marty Perovich is 5th. Robbie Farr comes home for 6th placing and Skip Jackson home in 7th. But Dumsey on target for his 3rd national crown.
Well, Max Dumsey, you've had some great races and put on some big moves this season, but that has to be one of the best.
It was busy. I kind of screwed up early in the race and I had to redeem myself. I think the guys would have shot me otherwise, so got the job done. It was working great on the bottom and they did a great job.
You won just about everything for World Series. How important is this Aussie title to you?
I'd trade 3 of the World Series for this one Australian title. I'd trade my old man in. I'd trade a lot in right now.
Gary, you don't seem to care too much about things like World Series and stuff. You go for the big races. How important is it for you to get another Australian title?
Oh, it's important to our family, our racing team, and that's what we strive for, really. We try to, win the Australian title, and, I've got 4 of them. wouldn't mind a few more, and, I guess we've got to just, dig a little deeper to try and win it and try and keep it away from Brooke.
Will dig a little deeper, he will, but maybe tomorrow night. Max Dumsey is the series leader on 179 points. In second place, equal second, is Gary Brazier on 178, and Brooke Tatnall in the Shell Helix machine also on 178. Fourth is Marty Perovich, and fifth is Andrew Shirley of Queensland.
Another consistent night for Warren Ferguson. He sits in position 6. Robbie Farr in the EWT car started out roughly, ended up in position 7. The Australian champion, Skip Jackson, the Pennzoil machine, sits in 8. Adrian Marr in 9, and Stephen Bell, the Queenslander, still sitting in position 10.
The pole shuffle now brings top qualifier number 8 against qualifier number 7. The idea is to try and jump up the qualifying queue. Trevor Green of South Australia in number 4, and trying to race him is Andrew Shirley in car number 95 from Queensland. Turn number 2, moving on to the back straight away in the Adrad Radiators car number 4. Trevor Green comes into turn number 4 now, and he's opened that gap up to almost 2 car lengths. He'll go on and beat Andrew Shirley.
The Sydney side of Farr now, the next challenger out on the track. He gets to choose which line he wants to start from. He's chosen the bottom. Remember, Green got the jump from the inside in the earlier match race. As we get ready to go Green. As we go Green now, as Robbie Farr stands on the gas. He gets the drive once again off the bottom. Quickly sticks the car to the bottom, but here comes Green back on the outside. He ain't throwing the towel in on this one. Has to get in and out of the throttle quickly and loses all his momentum there. That's a good shot there of Green. Still trying to get a run back on Farr. 1 lap left to run. This will decide who will start from position 6 and position 7. He doesn't look like Green's got anything now for Farr. Just checking the track out now as he gets ready to take the checkered flag. That gets him the chance to move on and challenge for 6. And Green will start from 7.
Big moment now for Marty Perovic, 23 years of age, elects to start on the inside of Robbie Farr. They move towards the main straight, a precious spot to be picked up here if Perovic is up to it. They get the start, a good even break to turn number 1, and Perovic surprisingly goes in very confidently and competently. Throughout this summer, he's shown great potential and perseverance at Parramatta Raceway, and he's on his way up towards the front of the field with a win over Robbie Farr.
Well, that is set perfectly. Perovic's next go at the outside of Warren Ferguson. They come off turn number 4 down the front straightaway, and now Perovic goes in wide, uses the back wheel against the cushion, but up on the inside comes Ferguson. Ferguson's car not sounding all that well as he comes down the back straightaway, but he is quick in a straight line. They come off turn number 4, the front straightaway. Marty Perovic has won one from the inside and will win this one from the outside. So he has been the big mover in the Dash Series so far. Marty Perovic, car number 52, will go on. He is climbing up through the championship field.
Brooke Tadnell, next car on track, the Shell Helix, number 5. Currently sits third in the points. This is the battle. The loser of this will come out of 4. Can Perovic do it again? He's been moving up through the field as we get ready to go green. Brooke Tadnell looks like he might have got the better this time. Perovic drifts off the racetrack, just loses a little bit of momentum there. That's enough for Tadnell to lead him down the back straightaway. Already pulls about 3 or 4 car lengths over Perovic. This should be enough for Brooke. Get a shot there as he drifts up racetrack. Perovic still trying to get something going on the outside. 1 lap left to run now for Brooke Tadnell. This will be important for him now as he goes in the back straightaway. Sort of loses a little bit of ground there, but surveying the track and trying to make a decision where he'll run in the next match race series. Brooke Tadnell home first. Perovic retires to the pits.
Coming on to match, Brooke Tadnell, the 4-time Australian champion, 28-year-old Gary Brazier. Brooke Tadnell, 30 years of age, has not won the national title. Off we go to turn number 1. Tadnell has been runner-up twice, 94, 95, both times to the man in 21. Down the back straightaway, there's contact. Brazier's car is around. He's obviously lost the 2-lap pole shuffle, but looks agitated. There's no love lost between the two. They are absolutely fierce rivals. Tadnell moves down the back straight towards the pit area. Now here comes Brazier on the inside. There's some a little hand movement there and a little tap from Tadnell. So Brazier doesn't go off the circuit. He was supposed to make room for Max Dumsney to come on. He stays there, and there's a bit of needle in this one, Mike.
There certainly is. There goes Gary Brazier in 21. I think he's foiled at that one. So Tadnell will now line up against Max Dumsney, and here they come. Dumsney on the inside in the Valvoline machine, and Brooke Tadnell in the Shell Helix car on the outside. Very important to get the run of the race. Yes, they come off the top corner. It's important if you're Tadnell to try and win the start here. Max Dumsney goes with him down the front straightaway to the bottom corner. Now, there's a little gap opening up there on the inside. Dumsney was very much sideways as they came off turn number 2. They work the back straight, going up into turn number 4 now. So the gap is out to probably, well, a car length as they head the front straightaway. 1 lap to go. Brooke Tadnell in the lead. Little gap opened up there on the inside, but Dumsney couldn't take advantage of it. They come down the back straightaway. Watch him now, though, as he comes down straight across the infill. I love Donny's shots. The last corner, but Brooke Tadnell will go on, and he will now sit on pole position for the Australian Championship Grand Final here tonight at Parramatta City Raceway. Brooke Tadnell in car number 5.
This is the last chance. The final B main leading into the Australian title. Only the first 2 will transfer to the back of tonight's 40-lap grand final. And what a pedigree field. Over 50 sprint cars from all states of Australia, and those who aren't in the top 16 are out in this race, ready to go for broke. Kelly Linigan has the pole position as we go to turn number 1. Darren Jensen of Queensland in the red 75 sits in second. As they go to the back straightaway, John Shaw edges out Victorian Darren Maggs, who's in third. Look how ferocious these two are battling for the lead. Kelly Linigan, 23 years of age, and Darren Jensen in car 75.
Well, I don't think anyone is going to catch Kelly Linigan around the inside because she has a very good hold on this racetrack and runs this racetrack every week. There's Jamie Maiolo going through from Western Australia. Now you can see the break that Kelly Linigan has got over Darren Jensen as they make it in the bottom corner.
Jensen seemed to threaten there at the start. He ran high, then switched to the low side. Now as we see Jeffries in the number 70 machine, the bright red paint job for the Australian title, as he now runs on the high side. That's Maggs through on the inside in the number 7 machine. Now see that Jeffries goes back to the inside. The Western Australian Maiolo tries to make a move.
Well, he's making a run down here on the inside. That didn't work out. as they come off turn number 4 down the front straightaway. And while all this is going on, Kelly Linigan is getting further and further in front of the field. There's Jeffrey in car number 7. He goes around the outside of Darren Maggs and Jeffrey side by side as they go up into the top corner. And what's happening here, we have 2 distinct lanes coming, one on the outside, one on the inside.
We see there as Maggs gets out of line, he gets hard on the brake because he doesn't want to get stuck in the middle of the racetrack. That's that real black part of the racetrack. Absolutely no traction there for these guys, so you've got to commit yourself to the bottom or right to the top. And the top's a long way around, and here we see now Jeffrey's in the 70 machines doing exactly that as he tries to make a move now on Maggs and also go after Linigan.
Maggs is threatening to do good things, but he also looks very sus at sometimes on the track. Now uses the inside line.
Whoops-a-daisy! Around he goes and clunk into the Metal Corp sign. That will take him out of play. So Jensen will now lead away. Kelly Linigan in second place. And the man in 70 is the man doing it the hard way, right around the outside.
Building momentum there. This might take him a few laps as he looks like he's already pulled alongside Linigan now. As they go through turns 3 and 4, Linigan drifts up track a little bit. See, she's running right through the black, and that's not the fast way around now. As you see, Jeffries goes clearly into second position, but he has to keep it neat on the top. Linigan starts to build momentum again on the bottom.
Only first and second go through. A 40-lap race awaits the crowning of the Australian champion for 2002.
Here's Jamie Maiolo, Western Australia, in car number 99. Now, he's got the hang of things down on the inside. Now, he manages to get up alongside Linton Jeffrey in car number 70 and takes that spot away from him. So that will have thwarted Jeffrey's chance at running on the outside here and probably upset his balance as well.
Mayolo was sitting in behind Kelly Linigan. He could see she was missing the bottom. He hasn't made the same mistake. He's made the car drive really hard off the bottom. We've seen Max Dumsney do this here last night. So we get a shot now onto the main straightaway. Mayolo is still battling hard. This is for second position. This is to make it to the Australian title.
Mayolo has not raced at Parramatta. He comes with a big reputation from the West and has impressed in his first tour of duty.
Darren Jensen coming off the last corner to go on and win, and Jamie Mayolo will place in second. They are the two who transfer to the main event. And the reserve for the main event will be Linton Jeffrey in car number 70.
Yes, the big moment has finally arrived. The Parts Plus 40th Anniversary Australian Sprint Car Championship. Let's see how the field will line up for the big one. Pole position, 167 wins but never an Australian champion. Brooke Taftell in car 5. Max Dumsney, hot favourite. Car 5 starts 2. Gary Brazier, 4-time winner in 21 out of 3. Marty Perovich, the local youngster in 52, position 4.
Position 5, Warren Ferguson. Track champion Robbie Farr will start from position 6. Trevor Green from position 7. And Andrew Shirley will start from position number 8.
From 9, it's Skip Jackson, the defending champion. Out of position number 10, it is Adrian Marr in the Beverley Glass car. From 11 is Peter Attard in the Supreme Poultry car. And out of 12 is Stephen Bell of Queensland.
Position 13 in the national title is car number 68, Cameron Gessner of Queensland. Grant Tunks in car 54 starts 14. Kerry Madsen in car 86 from 15. Stephen Graham in car 40 from 17. And the two backmarkers, Darren Jensen of Queensland, Jamie Mayolo of Western Australia.
So there you have a power-packed field for the 2002 Parts Plus Australian Sprint Car Championship. Brooke Taftell on pole position. On the outside of the front row, it's Max Dumsney and Gary Brazier down on the inside. That's the way they race into turn number 1, with Brazier making a big run down the inside, but he just can't catch Max Dumsney.
Here comes Robbie Farr through on the inside, making a big charge. He started from position 6 in this one, comes on the main straightaway. Oh, pulls a big wheel stand down the main straightaway. That's pretty impressive considering how dry the racetrack is at the moment. That car must be really hooked up now.
Brazier, Dumsney, Taftell, they were the 3 place getters on night 1 and on night 2. The interloper now is Robbie Farr, who's split them.
They go into the bottom corner, so Farr uses the inside running, passes car number 21, Gary Brazier. The one that's making the big move is Marty Perovich in car number 52 on the outside. But the track is certainly slickened up on the inside. Just look at how sideways the cars are as they come off the corners.
Great shot here from Max Dumsney's car. As we see Robbie Farr, he's running in third, actually making ground on Max there, running on the bottom. Must have watched Max earlier. Oh, goes for the passing move now on the inside. This is for second position. What a drive from Robbie Farr. He's been a little bit slow all weekend, but all of a sudden he's got it all together here in the A-main.
This is what the fans wanted, the best of the best at their best. Look at them running around the Parramatta City Raceway, 460-metre clayway.
Well, the clayway has been pounded down pretty good. It's a freeway at the moment. Here they go into the bottom corner, and almost sideways that time was Robbie Farr, who is right behind Brooke Tatnell as they came out of turn number 2. They work the back straight away, but already the cars are starting to slow down because we have the amber lights on. One of the cars has spun out on the back straightaway.
The chicken farmer, Peter Attard, car 53. We're 2 laps down, 38 to go in the Australian title.
Getting set now for a restart. Max Stumsley carries our Valvoline race cam as they come off turn number 4. Down the front straight away into the bottom corner. And going in there very, very tight indeed was Brooke Tatnell. Right behind him, Robbie Farr, then Max Stumsley, followed by Gary Brazier.
Now, Farr looked really strong earlier there. He was putting a lot of pressure on the back of Tatnell. Let's see what he's got for him now as we've gone back after this restart. Max Stumsley once again on the bottom. There's a shot now of Green and Andrew Shirley back in 6th position.
Well, it's really slick on the bottom part of the racetrack and a little bit of grip on the high side. And here's Brazier going to make his move now on Max Stumsley as they come off turn 4 down the front straightaway. We'll just see what happens here. Robbie Farr feels the swift go-by of Max Stumsley. So Stumsley picks up a spot on Robbie Farr as they work the back straight.
What a race of changing fortunes now, as we've seen Brazier struggled early, but all of a sudden seems to be getting the high side working and starting to make some ground as he works his way back towards the front, drop back to about 5th or 6th position. As we can see now, all of a sudden can make a charge for the lead.
This is sensational stuff. The 3 guys going for the national crown. It's Brazier going for his 5th, Max Stumsley for his 3rd, Brooke Tatnell for his 1st, and also in there is Robbie Farr looking for his 1st podium finish.
We've got a terrific race going here with Gary Brazier the outside. They've come up on Brooke Tatnell. But Brazier at this stage is forced to go very wide, and it's wound up almost like a pendulum as he goes into the bottom corner. He can't back it off. He's got to use the high line, but it's not quick enough to get past Brooke Tatnell.
This is one time you'd be happy you haven't got rear vision mirrors on sprint cars. Brooks got him on the inside, on the high side. It's Brazier, tries to get it going around the outside. Nearly pulls alongside Tatnell that time.
Look at the rivalry between these two. We saw it in the pole shuffle earlier. Down the back straight, they're side by side. Tatnell running the low line. There's Brazier giving it everything he can on the outside.
Well, here's Max Stumsley coming up trying to get into everyone else's fight. Can't do it. Now it's Gary Brazier in 21 on the outside. He might get the lead. Yes, he has as they go down the back straightaway. But there's nothing left. He goes into the next corner, but he almost washes off the speed again as Tatnell comes up on the inside of him.
And look who's lurking in car number 5, Max Dumsney. Dumsney in car 5 to the inside. Can't get any lower than that. He's cutting the grass.
Well, the biggest problem they're going to face are lap cars, correct, Cole?
For sure, Mike, as we see now that Brazier's definitely committed to that outside line. He wouldn't want to get a lap traffic that's there. And it's, sure enough, as I say, he comes up on the back of Graham.
Well, they're coming up on Stephen Graham as they make the run out of the corner. There goes Brazier again in 21 on the outside. Tatnell side by side as they go up into turn number 3. Nothing between these two cars. Dumsey trying to poke the nose of the car on the inside of them as they come up. Now, what's Stephen Graham going to do? They go to the bottom corner. Here goes Gary Brazier on the outside. Can he make it? No, Brooke Tatnell moves up the racetrack and down the inside comes Dumsley on the inside and takes the lead in the championship. Nothing between these three as they make the exit out of turn number 4. What has happened at the last lap of this race?
What a move by Dumsley. He went from position 3 to position 1 in one straightaway. Now as he works the back straightaway, this is a shot from the back of Brooks' car as we see they fought deep in traffic. This was the pass they tried to make on Stephen Graham. We see now as Brazier's tries to get down low in behind Brooke. While this was going on, it was Max Dumsley that just shoots by on the inside.
Nothing between them as Max Dumsley now passing on the outside of Peter Attard. There goes Dumsley in car number 5, the Valvoline car. Brooke Tatnell has Attard. So Attard is not really, I won't say running interference, but he hasn't made life any easier for these drivers as they make their way around the bottom corner. Robbie Farr coming up into contention here in the Avenger, the EWT car, number 56, has probably done it tougher than anyone else in this race because he finished upside down here on the first night.
It looks like the Brazier car is going off song. Brazier's just starting to lose the competitive edge as Farr comes on even stronger, and Brooke Tatnell and Max Dumsney continue on their way.
Well, if you're talking about late bloomers, I think Kerry Madsen has to be included as Farr goes down and under Brooke Tatnell into the top corner.
Wow, what a pass there from Robbie. He's been working hard on that line for a few laps now as he made the move stick. But what a drive for Madsen. Started from position 15, all of a sudden charging his way towards the front. Currently runs at about 5th.
Madsen has finished 2nd in this title on 2 occasions. Would love to take the crown, but gee, it's competition strong tonight.
Well, Max Dumsley in car number 5, the Valvoline car, down on the inside using every position that he possibly can. He knows that no one's going to pass him really on the outside. They make the run off turn number 4 down the front straight away. There's Marty Perovic in 52. Watch Dumsney, half the infield and a bit of the racetrack as well.
As you watch that line, the car looks terribly unsettled as it runs up over the infield, but what that does, it puts all the weight on that right rear tyre, and that's very important. That's what makes these cars drive off the turn so fast.
Hey guys, apart from one stoppage with Peter Attard on lap 2, we look like we could go all the way to the checkered flag with this one.
We certainly will. About half a lap to go. In fact, turn number 3 now. Car number 5, the Valvoline machine. Max Dumsney comes off turn number 4, and he will win the championship for a third time. Second place across the line will go to Robbie Farr, and third place will go to Brooke Tatnell. Fourth place, a fabulous finish to Kerry Madsen in car number 86. And there he is, your new champion, Max Dumsney, car number 5.
Well, Dumsney, Brazier, Tatnell, night 1, night 2. Your brother Robbie Farr came in between them for night 3.
Very good drive from Robbie, as I said before. Struggled in the earlier nights, but really put it all together in the main tonight. But what a race there was. There's so many different things going on. Brazy was fast on the outside for a while. Then it was Dumsney dropped back. Then he got going again. Just fantastic racetrack, fantastic racing.
And what a season for Max Dumsney, who proudly carries the checkered flag and his third national crown.
Brooke Tatnell, third home tonight in the Australian title.
I guess when you wake up and you got to keep looking at that and see your dad's name, and that at least you can say you ran third. You probably deserve to win this one as well.
Yeah, but you know, it's just the way racing is. You know, it's I guess there's a lot of guys should have won other races too. So it's just one of those things. It's disappointing right now, and be disappointing for a little bit longer. But then we'll turn around and go to the next race meeting and say, yeah, Australian title really isn't that important right now.
Is Robert Farr.
And looking as cool as cucumber, 28 years of age, beaming as Robert Farr steps up to collect his trophy.
Well, second place is better than no place at all, and you did it with consummate ease.
I wouldn't say he's a lot of good drivers out there, and it was a tough track, and Max got to the front first and pulled that gap. That sort of ended our race for the win there, and we just had to consolidate second and keep it on the bottom and keep on the right part of the track.
Brendan O'Reilly, the Director General of Sport and Rec. Brendan, you were saying earlier that these guys absolutely mystify you.
Unbelievable. I can't believe they're still standing. I mean, the amount of work and skill and the just physical energy they must use in controlling those machines is just, it's a credit to them.
We have a lot of trouble understanding how you guys drive sideways for 40 laps, and yet you haven't even worked up a sweat.
No, well, it depends. Different track conditions can wear you out quicker than others, but you're concentrating that much on what you're doing, and you're not worrying about how tired you are until afterwards. As soon as you go across the line, it's like, you relax and that's it.
Standing next to you is Bob Tunks, who's the Grand Marshal of this. Bob, you won the championship in 68 in modifieds and you were second in 86. How much has the car changed, the sprint car today, to the modified then?
It's unbelievable. It's like chalk and cheese, and they're probably about another 4 seconds a lap faster than what they were back in those days.
Would you please welcome Valvoline's Max Dumsney?
Yes, indeed, and is he happy? 41-year-old, father of 4, and the top driver in Australia for 2002.
You should be happy. Very. Why wouldn't you be happy? You got plenty of trophies, you won $20,000, and I think everyone would agree that you're the class of the field.
I wasn't too sure about that earlier in the night, but the car really was nice, and the feature towards the end, it was excellent, and I all of the guys, they do a great job on it. We'd sort of hoped that the car would be better on the last half of the race, and it was excellent.
Well, a great result for not only you, but also for your long-term sponsors, Valvoline.
Yeah, it's been great. We've had a great relationship with Valvoline for a long time now, and I'm real happy for him to have been able to win him another Australian title.
Looks happy, doesn't he? Why not? 3 times national sprint car champion of Australia, Max Dumsney, and a very deserving driver, Colin Farr.
I think the right man won on the night. He's been the form driver all year. He won the World Series. Also was the first Australian home in the 50,000, first Australian home in the Classic, so I think it's right that he is Australia 1.
And another huge plus was the format. Over 3 nights and every driver having a fair chance to come through even if they had hardships along the way.
Hope you enjoyed the Parts Plus Australian Sprint Car Championship, and we'll look forward to your company trackside the next time we go racing.